You really think you can beat me with that kind of speed? You're sorely mistaken. My turn. I draw. And I activate from my hand the reinforcements of the army. With this spell card I get to add a new warrior type monster from my deck to my hand. And the card I am adding is my battling boxer, Spara. Next, I will normal summon battling boxer head guy. This isn't what it looks like. What's up YouTubers, it's time to take a look at episode 2 of Yu-Gi-Oh! VRAINS. And honestly guys, this episode's made me really happy, really. The entire episode is basically dedicated to our first duel with Yu-Gi-Oh! VRAINS, which I'm really happy about, really. I mean, they couldn't have done it better. We took a look at a new way of dueling, took a look at the new Link monsters, get some information about our new protagonist, and I'm gonna say it, potentially one of two main bad guys as he will face, and get a look into his duel styling, which is incredible. The new duel style, of course, that I'm talking about is speed dueling, which I gotta admit, really, I was unsure about it at first, but the more I thought about it, the more it got me a bit interested. Speed dueling is kind of like making it quicker or making it a lot more harder, really. It's one of those two. Take your pick, really, guys. But basically what's happened is, like, we've got master duels, which is like the dueling we all know, where we've all grown up with it. You guys should know the rules about that by now. The speed dueling is like that, but a lot different. Instead of like 5 monster zones and 5 spell and trap card zones, they split it right down to 3 of each. Which, okay, I gotta admit, those people with like Yu-Gi-Oh! GX duel discs, you know, like the one I was doing with while I was playing, you basically then just, if I just get over here, guys, we can just basically do this. And there we go, we can now speed duel with a duel disc. Which is pretty fun, actually. I gotta admit, I want to do that, really. I might attempt to do it on the channel sooner or later, see if I can like actually cope with 3 monster zones and 3 spell and trap card zones and nothing more. It's actually pretty interesting. I'm interested to see how that will go. And instead of starting off with 5 cards in our hand, guys, we start off with 4. So, yeah. That's kind of interesting, really. There's not much difference, but that can make all the difference, really. I mean, let's think about it for a sec. Let's think about how a professional, like, versus like an amateur, how that kind of duel will work. Professionals are basically known for like bringing out high powerful monsters, basically, and a load of like professional duelists out there, or those who go to tournaments or really play the game well, can like flood their field like instantly and like bring out a whole load of monsters. Some bring out just 3, some bring out 5. And if we use that against like a amateur, really, who's like probably pooping themselves if I was facing 5 beat sticks at them, they'll be scared. But with the reduced number of zones, really, it'll probably make things a bit more easier to breathe, really. I mean, this is like what I've been saying with pendulums, really. Pendulum summoning has helped like rookie duelists be able to take on pros by just helping them bring out more monsters, really, and help them stack up the defense, really. With speed dueling, I can really see it helping like amateurs out, really, like take on more experienced people, just because of that little field difference. It may not be much, but I can actually see it like helping them out just slightly. And of course, with the rule changing as well, it also helps with the amount of cards in your hand, really. I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of people took advantage of like the whole first turn doesn't draw thing and were happy about that. Me personally, I'm still not quite sure if that was a good ruling. But still, yeah, I guess it kind of helps as well, because I mean, we all know what one card can do in a game, guys. But with starting with 4 cards, it's also giving you a lot to think as well, really. So yeah, at the moment, I'm kind of interested in these speed duels, and I really want to test them out to really give my full opinion. But at the moment, that's what I think about them. But they've also added in a little nifty rule, really, called skill. I really can't see it being worked in the like actual proper dueling, but in the anime, it's kind of fun to look at, really. They're basically these little effects that, or abilities, so to speak, that each individual duelist has in speed duels to help make them stronger. They can range from increasing a monster's attack, gain an extra draw, gain the basically all that kind of stuff. Really, it's kind of cool actually. And we see 2 skill effects. One, the Knight of whatever he's called. I really can't keep track of the bad guys' names. Just give me a second, guys. I'm gonna look this up. Knights of Hanoi. I really don't know if I pronounced that right. I just listened to the anime. His one was double draw, which basically gave him two new cards from his deck. That's basically activating a new part of greed, really, without even a problem. And we saw Playmaker's effect, which basically happens when he's inside. That name, guys. Give me another second. Data Storm. Yeah, this is really professional, guys. I really gotta pay attention to the names, but it's that hard to keep track. The Data Storm. When Playmaker's inside the Data Storm, he can access the unknown monsters, which we then learn to be link monsters, which is kind of cool, really. But I really don't see that coming into in real life, except if they did the same thing like with action cards during the Arc 5 storyline, where everyone has like one skill card in the place inside, and like once per turn you can use that skill card and then send it to the graveyard so you know you've used it. That's the only way I can see it happening, but I really don't see Konami making skill cards, just like how they didn't make action cards a thing, really. I really don't see that happening. And of course, guys, we definitely know this is not going to be a thing in real life, because of course people can make up stupid skill rules just to break the game. Like, I activate my skill effect, instant win. It gives me an instant win if I draw 1 card. Draw, win. That's what. So guys, honestly, I really hope skill effects don't come a thing unless they like actually found a way to make it a real thing. But again, I really don't see that being a thing of the rules, really. I coped with the pendulum zones moving in. I coped with like the extra deck monster zones. Well, I'm going to. I haven't done that yet. But at the moment, I hope these skill effect things don't really come in unless they're actually good, unless people will actually accept them into our Yu-Gi-Oh rules, and really have something that can really keep them steady and have something that won't really affect the game. I can cope with some extra draws. I can cope with some life point increase or life point afflicting. I can cope with like an extra monster summon, but nothing that will be like too broken, really. Like, I don't know, I really can't think of examples, like instant win. Unless it's like a really hard condition, then I'll be okay with it, but nothing like too crazy or too stupid, really. That's all I can really say at the moment about these skill rules. There is one thing though, guys, that I'm really disappointed about. It has to be like the one thing that really triggers me throughout this entire episode, and that's the Link Summon itself. You see, guys, one of the reasons why I like the Yu-Gi-Oh anime is the summoning. I like how the monsters are summoned, really. I mean, during the original we had like in a glowy figure, and like they did like amazing form, and that energy just goes off, and then we have our monster in amazing form. Or fusion summon, we've got our monsters turn into like, I don't know, like liquid and like swirl into the fusion vortex. For synchros, we had one monster turn into a ring and another monster turn into stars and like coming together for a synchro summon. for an Exceed summon, we had monsters turn into an energy and slam into a swirling vortex to unleash this incredible beat stick of a monster. For pendulums, we had like something swinging in the air, coming at, bringing vortex out and having the monsters come out. For link summoning, we got monsters flying into a portal with the duelist, confirming that the thing they need for link summoning is there, telling its monsters to slam into the portal in a certain area, and then the duelist comes out the portal again with this new monster. Honestly, looking at it, I looked at this dozens of times hoping that it would grow on me. It did not. It sent me further and further and further away. I don't know why. I just really hate it, really. If I were to do that kind of animation, I would say, like, I call forth the link paths. Then, like, the thing the monsters will slam into would appear, and then I'll say requirement 2 or more. So I'll use this monster, and that monster, and then connect the links. Then I would then call out the monster that I need, and then it will just like the portal will just like come together and then expand into this new monster. I would have loved that to be the summoning. I don't want to jump into the portal with my monsters and feel like I'm becoming part of that monster. No. I see that working for speed dueling, but if we were not speed dueling though, if it was like master duels really, where we like stand and duel, or like on a table and duel, I really don't want to like jump around and say I'm in the portal, I'm going to summon out this. No, I really don't like that idea. I really don't like that concept. I really don't. Really. I preferred the idea I had, but it just needs it really needs to be redone, really. That's all I can say. Who knows, it might evolve into something incredible. From Synchros we had XL Synchro, from Exceeds we had Rank Up, so for all we know we're gonna get something incredible from Link Summoning, and it'll evolve into something a little more eye-pleasing, because at the moment I can't stand looking at it. We got some more information about Playmaker's personality and his duel style. The reason, guys, I'm calling him Playmaker is because at the moment we've only seen him duel within the Link VRAINS. We haven't seen him battle as this is also what I mean, guys. We haven't really heard his name that much in the anime, so it doesn't really stick unless we look it up and keep it locked in our heads. At the moment, we only properly know him as Playmaker, and of course, I'm going to keep calling him Playmaker because that name is stuck in, and that's the name we've all known him as. Until we really like see him interact outside of Duel Links, which we have in episode 1, but not much within. But we're mostly obsessed with him dueling, really, so at the moment I'm pretty sure everyone's going to agree with me, we're all going to call him Playmaker until we see his real self get some screen time, like proper screen time, proper time to interact, proper time to develop. Anyway, yeah, we got a lot into his personality, because honestly the first thing that struck me with him was his confidence with dueling. I mean, while Ignis was basically saying that monster's unstoppable, we're all terrified, we're all doomed, sort of situation, Playmaker's just there saying, shut up, I know what I'm doing. He's that confident, he's not even scared that he's facing down a 3000 attack point monster right in his face. I'll admit, even now, I'm confident with my duel skills. I still sometimes freak out when I see my opponent instant bust out a monster with like over 2500 attack points, and I'm thinking, how the hell am I going to get over that? Even if I had a good hand on me, I'll still be thinking to myself, oh god, this is going to be difficult. As I'm pretty sure we all do that, really, whether it's like we're acting or not. But no, this guy is just so bad. She thinks he's so badass he can take it on no problem. He's really making sure not to show his opponent that he's sweating, which I can admire really. But again, I can see this happening further along in VRAINS. That confidence is going to be his undoing, as is most anime characters have had happen to them. If he faces his opponent with that kind of confidence and ends up losing, it's going to break him. I hope somewhere further along the line we have some episode that will hit him hard, and then we'll see some like true character development, and that's when we'll like see this guy's true self, really. Because at the moment, I really see this as an act. Who knows? I could be wrong, and this is actually how it is. But at the moment, I see it as an act. But then again, he's Playmaker. He's like the superhero of VRAINS. He saved Blue Angel from being destroyed by Kraken Dragon during the first episode. So we all know his intentions is good, but his one downside at the moment I can see is that confidence. And Konami, please, if you're listening, give us a good episode where we see him develop by conquering his like overconfidence. We also got to look into Playmaker's deck, and it's a Cyverse deck. It's a Cyverse archetype deck, and I really love how shocked that Soltech and Howell was in shock about it. As Soltech said himself, why does Playmaker have one? And even Soltech said himself that they've been hunting down those decks, saying that they thought they destroyed all the people that used this deck. Which comes as a surprise, really. We now know that he's using basically what is known as an extinct deck, which is kind of cool, actually. Which means the only way we know if we'll get any cards that link to Cyverse cards is through Playmaker, really. Which is kind of cool. So it's kind of like it's extinct for him, but it's coming new for us. I don't know why, but that really feels awesome. I really love that idea and that concept, really, and I really will be surprised, really, if yeah, we got another Cyverse user. For all we know, Playmaker has some other cards stashed away, and they might get taken away or something like that. But that's really awesome, really, and I really love that idea. We also get to see these new dual discs in action. And how do I describe these new dual discs? It's like basically having a smartphone on your wrist. But now that I've watched this duel, I can honestly say they're almost like Kaiba's dual disc that was in the Dark Side of Dimensions fused with a wristband. Basically, like this wristband thing that lets you pull out hologram cards that you can hold or like have right in front of you, kind of like the first ever dual discs we were introduced during like the first season of Yu-Gi-Oh, really, which is kind of cool, actually. It's kind of like a bit of nostalgia and kind of like an Easter egg to like the first ever dual disc, really, except on a small scale, which is probably good, because if you did have massive cards right in front of you during a speed duel, you'll guarantee a crash. But yeah, that is really awesome, really, but I still prefer how Playmaker does things with the actual cards, and he actually like uses them in the dual disc, really. I prefer that over than this Soltech dual disc, really. I really prefer Playmaker's way of dueling. But who knows, maybe this new dual disc will grow on me, but at the moment, Playmaker's dual disc all the way. And I really hope they like make an actual proper toy version, or like an actual proper Playmaker dual disc. Not with the whole holographic blade. I can cope without that. Just like something to like put my cards in, because I'm sick of putting cards up my sleeve, or just use my GX dual disc because it's way too big and clunky. Not only, guys, did we get some information about Playmaker, we actually got some little bit of information about the new female protagonist, the Blue Angel. True, her true self hasn't been shown yet, but at the moment we do have some little bit of information about Blue Angel. We know what her characteristics are like. And honestly, I gotta say, she's gonna be a strong female protagonist when we get to proper know her, really. I can predict that. Or for all we know, she's gonna be like one of those gamers where she's like confident in the game, but outside the game she's not. She's completely different. I feel like it's gonna be like that sort of situation, really, mostly because of the way she comes out. she goes and saves Playmaker, and when she does, she says something along the lines of "Now we're even." It's basically like that, really. We now know she's kind of like that, and it's so cool how she saves her. She like pulls out an energy whip and whips round Playmaker's board and to save him before he dies. Although, if you ask me, guys, there's probably a hidden reason for the whip. Wink, wink. And that's it, guys, for this episode analysing. Overall, though, from start to finish, I enjoyed this, really. It felt like it was the second part for the first episode that we saw. Actually, now that I think about it, because of the preview that we saw, this might be a three-parter sort of situation, because I feel like there was some more that was going to happen at the end. It really feels like it's going to be a parter, really, this first part of VRAINS, really. Which has happened for like Arc 5 and Zex already, but only for like the first 2 episodes. I have a feeling this is going to be like a three-parter, really. And the fact they're doing an episode like it's like really cool. We've got like the first episode, which is like giving us some information about the characters and get us to introduce them and like secretly give us this knowledge without us knowing. The middle part, which is like episode 2, we got the duel. It's exciting from start to end. And of course, guys, we've got the third part, which will probably be like the overall conclusion about what they're going to do and how they're going to do it. Overall, guys, episode incredible. I give this a 4.5 out of 5, really. But but if they produce it to be like how I said, guys, this is going to be like continuing the parter. This will become a 5-star. Really, the first 3 episodes will become a 5 cards out of 5 card standards. I will make that happen, but at the moment, yeah, I'm really hoping for that, really, because that will be so cool. And let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you want that to happen. If you want like the 3rd episode to be like an overall conclusion of like what their goals are, how they're gonna do it, or maybe some character development. How do you want the 3rd episode to go about it, really? Honestly, I'm really hoping for something to just show us that they're on the right road, they got the information, and they're going forward with this information. Because let's face it, with Ignis there, they've got all the pieces of the puzzle of how to start off their journey. Let's just hope they be nice to him, otherwise they get nowhere. So yeah, guys, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm gonna go back to pretending to speed duel. I'm gonna get some some food and a drink to yeah, get myself ready for the next VRAINS episode. Yeah. So until next time, guys. This is me signing out.